Preparing for breathing is as important as learning how to breathe. And in order to breathe more deeply and effectively when we do breathwork practices in yoga, it really helps to not only open up certain muscles, but also just get into a really relaxed state before we start doing the breathwork practices. So in this sequence, I'm going to go through some things that you can do in a chair. So they're very accessible, should be very easy for just about everyone. And a lot of it's going to be around opening up the chest a little bit and doing some twists to help to reduce stress in the belly area, which is where the diaphragm needs to move down so we can breathe more deeply and effectively. And as well as the intercostal muscles, the muscles in the ribs, which need to expand when we breathe deeply. So yeah, you will need a chair for this. And it's possible at the end, I'm going to be just sitting and doing a short breathwork practice. And you either sit in the chair, or if you prefer to sit on blocks on the ground, but only if you can have a nice tall straight spine. But I'll go over that more as we get into it. So here we go. So I just wanted to talk about that sitting posture first. If you've done my other classes, you probably have heard me talk about a correct sitting posture, but it's really, really important for breath work that we sit up. If we sit back in a chair and we're rounding our back, the chest is compressed, the belly's compressed, so there's really not much room for the lungs to move down or the diaphragm to move down. So, and it's also not very good on the spine. So in order to do a good breathwork practice, you want to be sitting on the edge of the chair, or at least out from the back of the chair. You want a gentle arch in your lumbar spine, so you're having the nice natural S-curve in your spine as it goes up. And try to bring your shoulders back and down as well. And in these sitting postures, you really also just want to try to focus on making yourself as tall as you can and actually sort of pushing down into the chair, pulling up through the spine, and that creates length and space in the spine, as well as length in the torso, where we are going to need it for doing breath work. So sitting up nice and tall, like I just went over. The first thing we're going to do is just bringing the arms up overhead. So in order to do this, we want to sort of be gentle on the shoulders. First thing you want to do is rotate your palms out and then bring your arms up. So if you don't have great shoulder mobility, that might be around here. But the idea is to try to bring your arms up as far as they'll go. Many people will stop around here. If your shoulder's a little bit more open, you might be able to bring your arms together and then go ahead and bring them down. So we're going to do that with the breath. So just bring the arms up to wherever is comfortable in your body. This shouldn't be painful. Part of doing breath work as well as yoga is you want things to be comfortable and steady. So if you're doing something and you feel yourself tensing up, then just pull back a little bit to a place where you can do it, where you can be steady and comfortable. So just sitting here nice and tall, we're going to start off just with a little breath before we start moving into that position that I just showed you. Arms overhead. So nice big inhale. And nice complete exhale. And keep going, just inhaling and exhaling. And with each inhale, see if you can grow just a little bit taller. And with each exhale, just try to let go of something, let go of any tension. And keep breathing. And see if you can make your inhales and exhales even, and maybe even take note of what that count is for you, whether it's a 3 count or a 4 count or a 2 count, and try to keep that up as we're going through these movements. I'll be cueing you on the movement, but please do it at your own pace if your breath is at a different pace than me, either faster or slower, whatever works in your body. So on another big inhale, complete exhale, all the air out, pressing the abdomen in just a little bit. And inhale, turn your palms forward, bring the arms up overhead, nice slow inhale. Exhale, turn the palms back over and bring them down, arms down. Inhale back up. And exhale. And again, keep going at your own pace. As you're inhaling up, really reach up, look up a little bit, maybe a gentle back bend, trying to reach as high as you can through your fingertips, trying to create space. Make sure your palms are facing towards each other as you're doing this and your shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears. So this is helping us to open up the muscles around the armpit area, the chest area, extend the chest and the spine, and also open up muscles in the back that really connect to the diaphragm and help us to breathe more deeply. The more we move these muscles around in the upper body and release them and relax them, the easier it will be for us to breathe. So one more, inhaling up. And exhaling down. And then keep breathing, inhale. And exhale. Now we're just going to do a gentle twist. So place your left hand on the outside of your right knee and just twist towards the right. And just keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. If you can, place your right hand on the chair behind you and try to sit up really nice and tall as you do this. We're going to be doing a couple of twists throughout this practice, and the twists really help to release any tension through the whole abdominal area, which is important. So 2 more big breaths here. As you're doing this twist, try not to wrench your neck. Just put your neck in a comfortable position, maybe about the same place as where your chest is at. So don't feel like you need to turn it all the way to the right. So on your next exhale, go ahead and release back to center. Inhale, other side, right hand to left knee. Left hand behind you, if that works, and just twisting towards the right. Really nice and tall in the spine, almost trying to do a back bend in the upper back. And seeing if you can grow taller with each inhale. And twist just a little bit further with each exhale, and bring your abdomen in with each exhale as well. 2 more big breaths here. And on your exhale, coming back to center, keep breathing, inhale. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me better. Exhale. Inhale, arch your back. Going to do a bit of a cat-cow here. Exhale, round. Inhaling, arch. Exhaling, rounding. And again, keep going at your own pace. Whatever this feels like in your body, it should be comfortable. It should be steady. It should feel relaxed. You're mobilizing the spine here, helping to loosen up the muscles through the chest and the back and the stomach, the whole trunk, the whole torso. And as you're first starting to do yoga, or you have a tighter back, you might not be able to move the lower back or the upper back very much, but just doing these movements back and forth really helps to loosen up all those muscles along the spine, as well as opening up the chest when we're arching like this. And just with the breath, so inhaling, arching, And exhaling, rounding. Just a couple more. So after this next exhale, coming back to center, sitting tall. I'm gonna face forward again, although maybe I should stay to the side for this one. So this one we're gonna try to stretch out just between the shoulder blades just a little bit. So there are a couple ways you can do this. The easiest way, go ahead and bring your right arm over the left and just basically hug yourself. But try to bring your elbows as far across each other as you can, because you're trying to create space between your shoulder blades. If you're more flexible, I'm going to show this part to the side. You can do what's called eagle arms, where you bring your right arm over the top and wrap your arms around. But you need to have more open shoulders, and don't feel bad if you can't do this version. Whichever version you're in of this, just breathe into that upper back area. Again, try to keep with that nice even pace that you've established with the breath. And also, whichever version you're in, just move your elbows around a little bit. If you're in eagle arms, bring your arms up just a bit and just move your elbows around and see if you can just massage those muscles in between your shoulder blades a little bit. It's stretching out the rhomboids. So let's go ahead and release this side. So if you're crossing the elbows over, hugging yourself, just reverse. So left elbow on top on this one. And again, trying to bring your elbows as far across as you can. If you're doing eagle arms, left elbow is also on top. And I'll turn to the side for this. So again, breathing into that upper back area, really trying to create as much space as you can between the shoulder blades and moving your elbows around a little bit, whichever variation you're in of this. If you maybe moving them up and side to side, just see if you can just start to loosen up those muscles in your upper back. And breathing. And sitting tall through all of these. It's a good sort of mantra to just try to keep thinking about you growing taller with each inhale. And keeping up with the breath as we're doing through this practice, if it's okay in your body, also just really helps us to relax and get ready for a breathwork practice. So go ahead and release that. Arms back and down. Do a gentle back bend here. So grabbing onto the back of the chair. Rotate your shoulders back, trying to bring your shoulder blades together and really trying to push your chest up. It's fairly easy to do a back bend in the lower back. We're really trying to stretch out the chest here and focus more on a back bend in the upper back. So sternum is rising up. Chest is coming forward. If you're comfortable in the chair, maybe even leaning forward a little bit if you feel stable. Don't pull the chair over. And with each breath, see if you can just really feel your chest, the pecs, and the front of the shoulders stretching out. And then go ahead and release that. Slowly coming back to center. So the last thing we're going to do here is an active spinal twist. We did a static spinal twist before. So just bringing your arms up into cactus arms, inhaling to the left and exhaling to the right. And again, you want to try to sit as tall as you can as you're doing this. Just let the head float along with you if that feels comfortable. Or if you want to stare at a static object, that's great too. Again, this is really trying to loosen up tension that we have in the abdominal area and make sure that there's more room for the diaphragm to move and more room for our belly to expand as we're breathing in. And I'm doing this fairly quickly because I like that. But if you're going really slowly, that's great. Try to keep up with the breath however you're doing this. So inhaling in one direction and exhaling in the other. So slowing down, even if you're going really slow, until you come to a stop. And just sitting really nice and tall, noticing what your breath is doing now. Noticing what your energy feels like after doing that movement. Hopefully you feel a little bit more open in your torso and your chest. And we're going to do just a really short breathing practice here. I wanted to put this video forth as a good thing to do before any breathing practice you do, any other breathing practices that I have on the site, anything you might want to do on your own, just as a way to prep the body for it. So I'm just going to do a short one here. So to start off with, let's just do an equal inhale and exhale. It's called Shama Vriti in Sanskrit. Shama means equal. So just whatever that is in your body, if you're inhaling 3, exhaling 3, if you're inhaling 4, exhaling 4, if it's 6, just whatever's comfortable. And again, try to make it comfortable. If you feel yourself getting tense or strained, or if it feels too hard, if you feel yourself gasping for breath, then reduce the count. Just make it accessible. So see if you can just do this in a really relaxed way that feels steady and comfortable. And as you're doing this again, just see if you can create height in your spine. So feel your head growing taller as you're breathing in. Letting go of tension as you're exhaling. And also just notice where you might be holding any tension. So make sure your eyes are relaxed, your jaw is relaxed, your forehead is relaxed, your shoulders are coming down away from your ears. As you're breathing in, really try to expand the belly out and the chest. And as you're breathing out, just notice those coming back in. Don't force it. And as you're doing this equal breathing, just notice where the breath is going in your body. Notice the rise and fall of your stomach. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. Just be aware of how the breath is moving the body. Everything else is still. Everything else is static. Just notice how you're still moving through the breath. So try to extend your count by 1. See if that's okay, if that's not too forced. If it does feel forced, just pull back to a place that's comfortable. Steady, easy, comfortable. And just a couple more rounds at whatever count you're doing. And just come back to an easy breath. Just try to let go of the breath. Try not to control the breath at all. And just notice, just witness what it feels like right now in your body. Try to do a quick body scan just from your toes all the way up to your head. Just try to be present in your whole body at the same time. Notice if you're still holding on to any tension, just try to let anything go. And slowly blinking your eyes open if they're not already. So there it is. I will be doing a more advanced version of this breathwork prep as well, if this one is feeling easy for you. But yeah, just notice not only how the movement affects the breath, but just notice how the breath affects the way you feel. It's a really great way to just de-stress. It's the one way we can really cue the body to come into a state of relaxation very consciously and somewhat easily if you get used to doing it. So anyway, I hope this sets a good tone for the rest of your day, and namaste. Thank you.